back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. Today, we're talking about a very uncomfortable conversation that pisses most of us off. It's 2024, and we still let's hear Corey and them talk about what happened to the brother Tyreek Hill, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
The brother for the Miami Dolphins, Tyreek Hill, was violated. And of course, Stephen A. Smith spoke up for the Popo. He speaks up for who his boss, the money, tell him to speak up for, and that's how he holds his position. So we definitely need to explain to the people, your local politicians as well might listen to you because they got to. But whoever is coming with the money and the power is who agenda is going to be executed. Stephen A. Smith basically told black people today, when the police pull you over, roll your window down, hold your hands on the steering wheel, and obey and call them sir. That's what he said today. Right. We know that's how you live. But what about us brothers who ain't doing nothing wrong, but we have the courage to ask questions?
But I'm a man, goddammit.
When the police pull you over, from what I understand, they have to tell you what crime you committed before they get to yanking you out the car. Now, am I wrong about this? Maybe somebody might know the laws. I understand, from what I understand, they ain't supposed to just grab you out the car, force you to the ground like they did Tyreek Hill, without making sure they have explained to you what you were pulled over for. And I saw Tyreek Hill give him the license. We saw that. And we saw him roll his window back up, because this is America. Police are a gang. If you are a police officer, you are part of a gang.
I hope to harass and beat each and every black person I see with extreme prejudice.
Don't ever think it's anything else but a gang. There's proof to back up what I'm saying, even if you don't like it. Now, am I saying all police officers are foul? I'm not saying all police officers come to work with bad intentions toward the people. But I'm saying they in a gang, and they have to do what they have to do, which is gang up on the people. If you're a cop, this is what you sign up to do. And if you tell on your brothers who out here doing dirt, you get violations from the gang. I mean, like, I don't know if what I'm saying is shocking people, but I got direct family who in the gang. Police officers are a gang. If you see one of the police officers doing something, even if it's out of pocket, you better bag him up, or you're going to have problems in the gang.
Do you know who Dave Grossman is?
No, who is he? Please
Dave Grossman is a Caucasian man, military officer who trains the police departments all throughout the United States. In his seminars, he talks about how it's a great feeling to kill. And don't ever feel bad for wanting to kill anyone. This is what he says to police. He trained a lot of the LAPD. He trained a lot of the NYPD. He trained a lot of those in Houston, different parts of Philly, you name it. And he specifically goes into how it is okay, it is fine to feel good about killing. That is fine. Then, this is something that people did. So it's layers to this, right? So I'll mention, because our brother Hill, that situation was very specific. If you do not know, not just the law really, but if you're not honest about what you're dealing with, and you think that because you have some money that you can possibly be above or be treated better because you have a little money, you're wrong. Let's make this clear.
Cause we niggas, both of us, and that's all we ever gonna be.
Said correct, Corey. This is a gang. It is the biggest gang we are dealing with in America when it comes to military might, outside of hundreds of millions of citizens.
Out here, they even get tattoos, right?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. This is a game.
I'm not lying on nobody.
So you need to know who you're dealing with, be honest about what you're dealing with, and don't poke this bear. You need to be smart. This is what I'm saying is don't bend over and just, no, you need to know what the hell you're dealing with.
There's a gang member talking to you with a gun.
Yes, this is a fact. So know what you're dealing with. Okay, if you're going to give the license, fine. He said, oh, just give me my ticket. Okay, now when you want to start playing games, rolling the window up, doing all that, okay. This is what you're dealing with. We're not talking about morality. Many of these individuals have no morality. They have no moral compass. They don't give a damn. They don't. Many of them are on psychotropic drugs. Let me let y'all know another layer you need to know about. Many of these people came back from deployment. Many of them are on psychotropic drugs, of which many of the side effects are suicidal thoughts, homicidal tendencies, rises in aggression, you name it. Many of them are not wrapped tight. Many of them want to shoot.
Shoot him in the face.
Many of them want to kill. I'm saying many. I didn't say most. I didn't say all. But many of these people with these badges on are domestic terrorists under Title 18, subsection 5 of the United States Code. They want to kill. I'm just letting y'all know. So you need to stop playing games, getting out here thinking that, well, I got some money, that you should treat me better, or just give me my ticket, or, man, I know my rights. You can say any of that you want to say.
Right. But do you feel me why I'm trying to tell people this is a gang?
Yes.
That's not what they're saying. They act like these are men and women just doing their job. No. Whatever dirt they see their fellow officer do, they bet not set him out, or they'll have issues in the gang.
In LA, they call it the blue line. Never cross the blue line. Never rat on an officer. Christopher Dorner, 77th Precinct, Los Angeles Police Department. He tried to report his partner. The whole police department turned on him. That is when he went rogue and started to snipe out and shoot many different officers. They sent the entire county of San Bernardino to go chase this man, over 2,000 officers, because he was one of the top trained in the country. Black man, Christopher Dorner. Y'all need to remember who he is. And he was right to say, my partner did this wrong action against a man who was already on the ground, handcuffed. He was not a threat. Right. Why did they kick him when he was down? What he reported him. They destroyed his life, turned his family against him. They froze his bank accounts, all of this. And he was one of the most trained people on the planet, brother. He had the qualification to protect the president of the United States. Indeed. And that right there is what that messed him up so badly, because he was like, I'm an officer. We're on the same team, right? And they were like, nah. You thought we was on the same team.
Well, this is my indirect message to Tyreek Hill.
Yes.
You are up against a gang. You get what I'm saying?
Get a lawyer.
Because some people like, well,
get an attorney.
The brother got to try to live. I'm trying to help him live by telling him the people you dealing with are going to get away with whatever they do to you, because it don't matter what was seen. They got a law for that. Because right now they saying he did something. Tyreek Hill did something. The point I'm trying to make, you up against gangbangers, and whatever happened, they got a law where that gangbanger will be, oh, I'm finna use a big word. I ain't sure if this is it. Exonerated?
Yes, sir.
Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Hey.
Corey, crazy.
That's the point I'm trying to make. See, my message is indirect. It's to let you know when them gangbangers pull you over.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm mad. I'm sure most of y'all was mad. I seen the majority of the video. As a woman, sometimes it's hard for me to watch. I hate to see my people violate. I'm using the terminology that they use, violated by the gang. Let's just keep it real. I've said this before, and I get a lot of people who get in their feelings when I talk like this on my channel. But again, we are grown folk, so we should be able to say what it is. When I made that video about Jennifer Lopez, because the officer that violated the brother Tyreek Hill was a other, okay? I tell y'all all the time in my videos that others don't love us. They don't have love for us. They are not us. They don't know our struggle. Our struggle is not their struggle here in America, in a white supremacist country, and therefore I don't believe others should be policing us. You have certain sectors of the country, like the Jewish communities in New York City, for example, they have their own police. They are policed by their own, okay? Segregation. I think we all know that after so many decades of being removed from our brother Dr. King, that we realized that segregation was good for us for the most part. We were thriving when we were segregated. We knew who the enemy was, because the enemy told you, you can't drink here, you can't eat here, this ain't for you, these ain't nigga pies, okay? So being policed by others, and the way those officers talk, first of all, the sheer number of officers, the way they talked to him, the way they threatened him, the way they physically put their hands on him. We're talking a grown A man, okay? Now, I don't know if a lot of people get this dynamic of it, but when you have a man, a 100% man, and another man threatening him and talking to him in a degrading manner, even though he has quote unquote authority over you as law enforcement, like they said, that moral compass, mutual respect, talking to you, this country been told you we was 3/5 of a person. So the people who want to say, you know, the officers should respect people and they should treat citizens a certain way, shoulda, coulda, woulda. If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. Okay? They should, but they don't. So let's deal with what reality is and not what things should be. But as a grown A man, to be dragged out of your car over a moving violation, who ain't never had a moving violation, okay? For the world to see, to have a knee in your back, to be handcuffed, your face pushed into the pavement. I'm still trying to figure out how was the officer green in any kind of way. But again, these others are allowed to police us. Now, let's talk about the other side of the coin, what Tyreek Hill should have did. Like what Stephen A said, basically. Good afternoon, officer. I'm sorry, sir. What could I have done? I'm going to keep my hands on the wheel. You could take that approach. Just to put everything on the table, what Tyreek Hill should have did. Maybe he shouldn't have said, don't knock on my window like that. You knocking on my window too hard. Maybe he shouldn't have said, give me my ticket and let me go. I don't necessarily agree that he shouldn't have said those things, because I kind of feel like if a cop won't smoke, it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know, were they jealous of him because the vehicle he was in? Did you hear one of the cops say, oh, that's Tyreek Hill? You know, it's so many layers to this, but my point I want to beam in on is the gang that the United States police, sheriffs, marshals, FBI, they all a gang. The courage that some brothers have to challenge the police, which is not illegal. It's not illegal to say don't knock on my windshield, but we've been taught to bow down to them because they have authority over us. They have qualified immunity. Corey used the word exonerated, but police have qualified immunity. They can kill you and probably get away with it for the most part. That's what type of country we live in. That's why when I make my videos, I tell y'all, I don't worry about them people. I don't care about them people. I don't have no love for them people. I'm worried about my people, be one. That's why I say that. Because I know how they feel about us, and black people and the others who come over here try to shame people like me for saying I care about my own. But they can do it. They can have a whole Mexican town. And I'm not trying to say, because I don't know where these officers are from. I'm just using that as an example. Most cities, states have a Chinatown, a Mexican town, where they speak their language, their money stay in their communities, things of that nature. Real quick before I get out of here, how do you deal with the police? These conversations we got to have with our kids. Do other people do that? Is that something that they have to do? And the police is a gang. I don't know if I ever told y'all this story, but I applied for the DPD, and I got several steps into it before I realized, yeah, this ain't for you. You ain't about that life. Going to go to nursing school. But when I was in orientation, they started the initiation process, okay, into the gang. And I never went back. I told my husband, this it ain't for me. So I bowed out early because I already knew what it was. My second story with the police, I was maybe about 18, 19, driving my husband's old school car. It was an old school vehicle that had not been restored. So it was, you know, the state that it was in. It wasn't a nice new looking car. Muffler had a little noise to it. I'm in the suburbs. I just dropped my husband, boyfriend at the time, off to work, and I'm in the car driving back home. Got my hoodie on. It's a chilly morning in Detroit. Well, I'm coming from the suburbs where he worked, and I got pulled over. And police pulled me over, and as they were coming, the male cop on my side, the female cop on the passenger side, they start reaching for their guns and pulling their guns out. And I'm looking in the side view mirrors, and I don't know what my face was, but I was definitely scared, worried, nervous, because it's just a moving violation. Why are the police reaching for their guns? As they got closer, they saw I was a female and put their guns away, and the female officer who was on the passenger side took over. She started talking to me so nice. They put their guns away, and basically, this car too raggedy to be out here. Go take this car home. Don't bring it back. Where's your information? Had my license. Driving dirty. No insurance. I'm looking around for it. Playing. Y'all know how we do. Playing around, at least back then. Looking for it. you know, they got my license, so they called me by my name and said, you know, you can stop looking for it. Don't worry about it. Go, you know, go on and get out of here. No ticket, no nothing. I went straight to my mother's house where my brother was, and that was the first day of me beginning to have way more sympathy for the black man that I ever had in my life. Because for those few moments, I saw, oh, this is what they go through. And that's why I go hard on a lot of females over here on my channel, because a lot of y'all don't realize what it's like to be a black man in America. Even though I obviously don't know what it's like, but that I knew what that was. The police switched up 1,000% once they saw I was a female. Both officers. I didn't even get a ticket. But when they thought I was a man, finger on the trigger, finger at the ready. So don't come over here telling me about if you just talk this way. No, there's an agenda from the gang, and that agenda is to get rid of the men, okay? And now it's done got so crazy. It's the women, and they killing our children. I'ma stop, because I told y'all from jump that I was angry. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Policing in America 2024. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you got to say. And until the next time, I will catch you in the next episode. Peace out.